Okay, guys, and we are back again. Now we have science, and I remember on Monday I asked you guys to watch a video about hibernation and migration, all right? Because we're going to be talking about the different ways animals adapt through seasons. All right, so having watched that video, I believe that you already have an idea of what it means to hibernate and what it means to migrate during different seasons. All right, so let's turn the big book to page 328. 328, you write the date. Today is May Wednesday 13th 2020. Write the date on top and let's read the short notes on top of that. All right, animals through seasons. Animals change with the seasons. Just like I say, animals try to adapt during the seasons, and animals have different ways of living through cold winters. All right, so animal changes during different seasons, and they have different ways they adapt, or different ways they try to survive during winters. And you remember what winters are? Winters are cold when it is very cold. All right, and you know that when it's very cold, some animals can die. So these animals have devised a means of survival during these tough seasons for them. Okay. All right, so let's look at the exercise. It says, what seasons are the animals in, right? Spring, summer, fall, or winter on the lines of the season. Now, looking at the pictures, we can try to identify the seasons these animals are in, because we know that when it's spring, that's when the flowers are blossoming, they're blooming, and we have bright colors. When it's summer, that's when the plants are green, and when it's winter, that's when the leaves are falling off the tree, right? So we're going to look at the pictures in here and try to identify what season these animals are in. Number one, you have a bear inside the cave, and you can see that the bear is sleeping. So the bear is hibernating. What he's doing is called hibernation, because hibernation is a period by which animals sleep throughout the cold weather, the winter season, all right, to preserve themselves from getting cold and dying. So what you see in winters is that most animals, like the bear, kind of go into hibernation, where they sleep all through the season. All right, because they must have eaten enough food before the winter, so they don't need to get bothered about being hungry or whatever. So this is a period of rest for them when they go into hibernation. So what you see in number one is a bear hibernating. And in what season do animals hibernate? They hibernate in winter. So that season in number one is winter. All right, we also have what we call migration. All right, and migration is a movement of animals from one place to another, mostly from one season where the season is no longer conducive for them to a more conducive season, a more conducive place where the season is very okay for them. For example, if you have, when we did day and night, and we saw how the earth rotates around its axis, right? So what happens is, when it is summer on one part of the earth, maybe on the other side of the earth, it could be winter, or it could be fall, or it could be spring. So what these animals do is that they move away from one part of the earth. Maybe when it is winter on that part of the earth, they try to move away to another part where it is spring, or where it is summer. So when you see this kind of movement, that is what we call migration. They move to a more conducive place for them to be able to survive. Because if they rest back in the current season, which is winter, they might die, because their body is not built for that season. So what they do is that they move away, and mostly you find this kind of movement in birds. Birds migrate a lot. Sometimes you can see a group of birds kind of, flying in the sky. This means that they're moving away from a part of the earth where the season is no longer conducive for them, to a more conducive part of the earth where they can survive. So that's what you see in picture number two, because the birds are moving southward, they're migrating, they're moving southward where the weather is going to be, or where the season is conducive for them. All right. And then picture three, okay, picture 3, 4, 5, and 6, I would like you to look at those pictures, identify the season the animals are in, and then you write it down there on the line. Understood? If you still have any question or something you really don't understand, you can just send me a voice note and I'll explain it better to you. All right, have a wonderful day and see you again tomorrow. Bye.